Hey everyone, in this video we are going to learn how you can automatically send your failed Razorpay payment details to your customers via Gmail. Here, Razorpay and Gmail are two very different applications and there is no direct connection between Razorpay and Gmail. That's why we are going to integrate both of these applications with the help of an integration software that is Pabbly Connect. So that whenever any payment is failed in Razorpay, Pabbly Connect will automatically send email of your failed Razorpay payment details via Gmail. And you know what the best part is? This process requires no coding knowledge and any non-technical person can also do this easily. So let's begin with the process and with an example. Okay, so this is my payment page of Razorpay. Here I'm going to make a payment and here in the inbox I'm going to see whether this customer received the email of failed Razorpay payment details or not. Okay, so here in the Razorpay I'm going to fill the details. So this is any last name Malhotra. Let me just capitalize. Okay, email Malhotra any 930@gmail.com. Okay, now phone number, I'm adding any random phone number here. Okay, okay, now here card. Okay, skip saving cards. Okay, now here the card number. Okay, so I'm just pasting the card number. Okay, so I have added just test card number over here and the expiry date, of course, any future date. Okay, cardholder name, that is any M. Okay, and CVV, any of it. Okay, so not to remember the card and pay rupees 150. Okay, so I'm making this payment as a failure. Okay, and we'll see whether we will receive the email of the failed payment details or not. Okay, so it is a failure and try again. Okay, so I'm going to this Malhotra Annie's email account and we'll see whether we receive the email of this detail or not. Okay, so here. Okay, so here we have received this email. Let me just open it. Okay, so payment fail is a subject and hello Annie Malhotra, your payment of rupees 150 INR for webinar COVID third wave is failed. Okay, you can try again with this link given below. So here link is also given so that user can make another payment and try again. Okay, so that's how we have connected our Razorpay with Gmail. Now how we did it, let's proceed and type pabbly.com in the new tabs browser. So here I'm going to type pabbly.com. Okay, press enter and this is the site of Pabbly. Here you have to click on products and you have to click on connect. Okay, that's how you will reach to the landing page of Pabbly Connect. Here you have to sign in. As I've already created my account, that's why I'm directly signing in. You can also sign up for free with the help of this sign up free button and it is absolutely free. So here I'm going to click on sign in. Okay, so this is my account and here I'm going to click on connect access now. That's how you will reach to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here you have to create the workflow with the help of this create workflow button over here. Just click on it and here you have to name your workflow. So I'm going to give it name as Razorpay to Gmail. Okay, now click on create. Now this is the name of your workflow. Here I would like to mention that I will add the link of this workflow in the description box. You can directly clone it and directly access it into your account. So here whenever we'll click on create, these two windows will appear. This window is known as trigger window and this window is known as action window. You might be thinking what is this trigger action or trigger action window. So let me tell you, whenever we talk about automation in Pabbly Connect, it works on the concept of triggers and action. Trigger says when this happens, action says do this. Suppose in this use case, whenever any payment is failed in Razorpay, will be a trigger of this process and send email via Gmail of that failed payment details to the customer will be action of this process. Okay, so that's how we are going to make a connection between Razorpay to Gmail. And here I would like to mention one more thing, that what we are basically doing. we are basically connecting Razorpay with Pabbly Connect first and then Pabbly Connect with Gmail. In this manner, we are going to send the data from Razorpay to Gmail. So here in the trigger application or trigger window, I'm going to choose a trigger application that is Razorpay. So either you can type and search for it, or if it's visible here, so just click on it. So it is visible, Razorpay here. Okay, now the trigger event. So trigger event is basically this payment fail. So I'm going to select the trigger event as payment fail here. This one. You can choose any other according to yourself, like more options are visible, invoice paid, payment captured, anything. Okay, if you are making another workflow here. So yeah, whenever we'll choose these two things, we will be getting this webhook URL. Okay, so now what is this webhook URL? This webhook URL will be helpful in connecting our Razorpay with Pabbly Connect. So we have to follow these steps. Okay, so I'm going back to this Razorpay dashboard. Okay, so this is a dashboard of Razorpay. Here I'm going to click on settings section over here, and here I'm going to select this webhook section. Okay, so here I'm going to add a new webhook with the help of this new webhook button over here. Just click on it, and here I'm going to select this webhook URL from where this Pabbly Connect, and here I'm going to copy this webhook URL. Okay, so just copy it, and here it is waiting for webhook response. Okay, so now in this dashboard I'm going to paste the URL here. Okay, now secret, not very interested, and this is the alert email. Okay, now here we have to add the active event. So what is active event here? Payment failed. Okay, what do you want to do with this particular webhook? So I want to capture the details of failed payment. Okay, so here I'm going to create a webhook, and it is created. Okay, now here in the Pabbly Connect, it is waiting for webhook response. So I'm going to make a payment here. Okay, so here in the payment pages, I've already created some payment pages, and I've already created some topics for which I want the payment. Okay, so here I'm going to select this one, and here I'm going to just scroll it up, and here the URL is visible. So I'm going to copy it and opening it a new tab. Okay, now here I'm going to make a payment here. Okay, so first name, suppose Gary, and last name is Monroe. Okay, email is 𝗪𝗵𝗆𝗆677@gmail.com. Okay, and here's some random phone number. Okay, now pay ₹150. Yes, as it is in test mode. Okay, so we are doing a payment in test mode. Here the card. Okay, now here is skip saving cards, and here the card holder name, card number. Okay, so I'm directly pasting the card number. Okay, so it is a test card number. Okay, and here the expiry, suppose any future date. Okay, and the card holder name, suppose Gary M, and no, not to remember the card, and some random CVV. Okay, now here pay ₹150. Okay, so as it is a test mode, I can make it as success or a failure. So I'm going to create it as failure. Okay, so I'm going to click on failure. Okay, so payment failed. Now going back to Pabbly Connect, and here we have received the response. Okay, that means we have got the details of the payment failed. Okay, so here everything is visible. That is, let me just show you. This is the amount. Okay, and here this is the INR, and this is the name of card holder. Okay, and here this is the name. Okay, this is Gary, this is Monroe, and this is the email ID, this is the phone number. So everything is visible here. Okay, now here let me just show you. We have made a payment of ₹150, but it is showing 15,000. Okay, so we have to trim these extra 2 zeros. So how to trim it, I'm just going to show you in the next step. Okay, so here what we want to do, we have just collected the details of payment failed. Now we have to send these details to our next application, that is Gmail. But before that, I just want to show you that in my dashboard, I'm going to show you my payment pages here. Okay, so I have these so many payments. Okay, and every payment page requires a payment of very different amount. Okay. And for now, we want the payment details of this particular webinar COVID-19 third wave, this particular page. Okay, so we have to add a filter here. That means that if the payment of ₹150 is done or failed, then only proceed the next steps. Okay, because we are sending the details of this particular webinar thing. Okay, webinar page. Okay, so we want to active only this particular page. That's why here in the Pabbly Connect we are going to add a filter that if the payment of 150 is done, then only send email of details. Okay, payment failed details. So here in the action window we are going to choose a filter here, and here I'm going to add a filter by Pabbly. Okay, and here I'm going to select label as this payload payment entity amount. Okay, is equal to, here all the other filters are also available. So here I'm going to use equal to. Okay, this is the filter type and this is the value. So value is basically 15,000. We are going to trim these extra 2 zeros, so don't worry about it. First we have to add the filter, then only proceed the next step. Okay, so here I'm going to click on save and send test request, and the condition is true. Okay, so here we are done with this condition addition. Now I'm going to add an API for trimming the zeros. Okay, these 2 zeros will be creating problem in further process. That's why we are going to remove these 2 zeros. Okay, so here in the next window just click on this plus button over here, and here just choose API by Pabbly. Okay, now here what we have to do, we have to select the action event as get, and here the endpoint URL. So here I'm using endpoint URL and will provide you in the description box. You can directly copy from there. Okay, so here I'm pasting it. Okay, so this is the endpoint URL we will provide you in the description, as I've already mentioned. Okay, so you can use this for trimming the amount. Okay, now here set parameters. Okay, now here label is equal to amount. Okay, here you have to type amount and here the value. So here in this section value will be visible, that is amount. You can simply search it for here. Okay, so this is the amount. Now we are going to click on save and send test request. Okay, success. So you can see the amount is successfully trimmed and we have got this 150 thing. Okay, so that was the actual price of that particular webinar. Okay, so here we are done with these 3 steps. Now I'm going to add action window, that is Gmail. Okay, so here the action window for Gmail. So here we are going to choose application as Gmail. So this is Gmail. And here what we have to do, just we have to select the action event. So action event here is send an email. Okay, as we are sending email about payment failed. Okay, so here what we are going to do, we are going to connect our Gmail with Pabbly Connect. For that I'm going to click on this connect button, and here I'm going to add a new connection, and here connect with Gmail. Now here I would like to mention that here Pabbly Connect will ask for the account from which you want to send email. So I want to send from this particular mail ID, that's why I'm selecting this. And Pabbly Connect will ask for the access, okay, for your account. So you can give access as it is 100% safe to use. So just click on allow. And the authorization is successful. That means the connection between Gmail and Pabbly Connect is successful. Now once the Gmail and Pabbly Connect is connected, here all the fields will be visible. So we have to fill these fields. Okay, so we have the details of our window, that means these are the details. Okay, so these details and these details, that means this one, these can be mapped in the lower windows. How? Let me just show you. Here whenever you click on any particular field, here this is the drop down. Okay, so in the drop down here what you have to do, you have to select your particular required field. Okay, so here from this drop down you can simply mention or simply map the details here in this field. So it is very easy and time detecting. Okay, so here recipient's name. So from this drop down I'm going to select the recipient name. So I remember that is first name. Okay, so this is Gary and a bit of space, and here again last name. Okay, now here the email address of recipient, so here I'm going to search it for @ and this is the email address. So I'm done with it. And now sender name. So sender name you can just simply type. So I'm typing it as 𝗪𝗍 𝗪. Okay, and now here, as sender name was not visible here, so that's why you have to type it. Okay, now sender email address, you can simply type this email address as 𝗪𝗍824@gmail.com. okay, now here reply to email address, not very interested, and the email subject, you can add the subject according to yourself. So I'm adding it as payment failed. Okay, now last one is email content. So we can write the email content. So here we can simply write hi, and yeah, we can map the name, that is Gary. Okay, this is Gary, and here that is Monroe. Okay, now here and here enter, and we can write that your payment of rupees, we can write it, or we can simply just write the amount. Okay, or map the amount. So we can map the amount from this API, because we have to trim the amount and you have to add this amount, okay, of API. So yes, and here we can add the currency as well. So this is the currency. Okay, and here 150 INR, and here is failed. Okay, so here enter you. Okay, so your payment of rupees is failed for, here we can add for. Okay, and what we were making the payment of, that is webinar COVID-19. Okay, let me just close it, and here it is the name, so you can name it. I'm just copying it because I don't want to type that much, that's why. Otherwise you have to mention the name, or you can just simply copy also. So I'm going to copy this. Now here what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add a link of that particular payment page. Okay, so we can write here, you can try again with the help of this link. Now which link? Let me just show you. I'm going back to Razorpay dashboard, and here webinar COVID-19 third wave, here page URL, you can just simply copy it and directly mention it here. Okay, okay, so this is the link. Okay, yeah, now here we have successfully entered the email content. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request, but before that I'm going to check every detail and every field, and we have successfully mentioned everything here. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request. And we have received the response, that means we have sent the email. Okay, now let's have a look at the Gary Monroe's email ID, and yeah, here from 𝗪𝗍 there is the mail, that is payment fail is a subject, and hi Gary Monroe, your payment of 150 INR is failed for webinar this. You can try again with the help of this link. Okay, so this is the link. Let us just click on this link, and it will take you the page of payment of this webinar COVID-19 third wave. So they can try it from here again. Okay, so now going back to Pabbly Connect, and in this manner we have connected our Razorpay with Gmail. Okay, so I'm going to minimize these windows. Okay, so what we have done, basically we have connected Razorpay to Gmail. First we have added a trigger window and added a trigger application Razorpay. First we have received the details from Razorpay to Pabbly Connect. Okay, then we have added a filter, because in Razorpay there were so many payment pages and we want the payment for only one page. So that means if the user will make the payment for this particular webinar COVID, then only proceed further and send email. Otherwise user will make other payments. So in this use case that will also come. So we want to just exclude all those payments. We want to include only the payment of webinar COVID-19 wave, third wave webinar. Okay. So here we have added filter. Now the API by Pabbly to trim the amount. Okay, we have trimmed the amount, and this is the endpoint URL with the help of endpoint URL. Now then we have lastly send the data from Pabbly Connect to Gmail. In this manner we have connected these two applications, and not just these two software, you can integrate multiple software with the help of Pabbly Connect. Here I would like to mention that I will add the link of this Pabbly Connect and this workflow in the description box. You can directly visit from there. And if you have any queries, please contact us at admin@pabbly.com, admin@pabbly. And if you really like the video, please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much for watching.